Hello, bonjour, and welcome back to coverage of Face to Face Edmonton. My name's Haiyue. I'm here with Alexander Hayne. And if you've just joined us, you've come at the right time because we are about to go into the grand finals here this weekend. $3,000 of cash for the winner and the all important World Championship invite. Alex, what a day it's been up until now.
Oh yeah, been a lot of great Magic. Have we had a match that didn't go to 3 games? Basically,
I
almost
don't
all
think
three
so.
games, and a lot of great players, a lot of different decks, and it all comes down to this: who's going to be going to the World Championship?
Yeah, and it's going to be a doozy. Two really sweet decks going up against each other. Two fantastic players. It's actually the Robert mirror. We have Robert Anderson, who you saw with Is It Phoenix in that previous round, going up against Robert Smith, both GP winners, I believe.
Yeah.
So certainly both very accomplished players already. And Robert Smith on Azorius Spirits, another fantastic deck. Lots of blue, lots of counter spells, lots of potential card draw. I'm super excited. Alex, are you ready to go down to the action?
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Roll the tape. We're going to find out who's going to the World Championships. It looks like we have Rob Anderson on the play with Is It Phoenix? And it's going to be a consider to start off with. Now, how does this matchup play out?
Well, it's generally I think the Phoenix deck is thought to be favored against these sorts of decks, where they have some amount of creatures, but because the Spirits deck is making sacrifices to have flying creatures, the evasion's not really that good against the Phoenix deck, and things like landing a Curious Obsession versus one mana removal can be tough, and the Phoenix deck has so much card advantage and kind of doesn't really matter which card you counter because they all sort of do the same thing. So it's hard for the Azorius Spirits deck to really find a hole.
Yeah, there we go. One mana removal indeed takes down the Supreme Phantom. And Legislator is going to get to connive and put a Phoenix in the graveyard as well. Just perfect run out here for Rob Anderson. Does he have the third spell? Even has the third spell. Spikefield has it your face. Phoenix comes back, and this is a massive attack in for 5 on turn number 3.
What a big swing! And the Spirits deck is not really that good at playing from behind. Doesn't have that many catch up mechanics.
Wow, so, just the pass back.
Yeah, a lot of flash cards out of the Spirits deck. Rattle Chain, Spell Queller being the two main ones, but also of course Spectral Sailor.
And here is Spell Queller in response to the Legislator. And that is going to be exiling a Shredder while it's on the stack. And yeah, oh my goodness, that's it. Rob Smith is out of here. And game number 1 goes to Robert Anderson on Is It Phoenix? Basically exactly as you described, Alex, that one mana removal so good against these small flyers from Robert. Now, does the sideboard help much for Robert Smith? We're gonna do it. We'll just do, the Mr. Smith and Mr. Anderson, and one of them.
It's basically the final Matrix showdown, right?
Yeah.
We already saw the scene from the first film where he's underneath the subway and he jumps out.
Yeah, it was.
Hopefully we get 3 games. Anyways, there's not too much here. Notice that Rob Anderson's had a lot of success because a lot of people have been cutting their graveyard hate with Phoenix becoming less and less popular. And there's not, Portable Hole can answer Ledger Shredder, but that's really all it does, right? Wedding Announcement, not really what you want because it's kind of clunky, and the Phoenix deck can easily grind through it or go over it. You probably will see the invasion of Gobekhan, and that's really about it. I mean, Destroy Evil again. There's no creatures really to hit with it other than Crackling Drakes, which I don't really think Mr. Anderson is gonna bring in.
What about something like a Skyclave Apparition?
Yeah, you
against.
could hit a Phoenix with it. It'd be good in the way like that game played out. We definitely could see it come in. The question is like the Spirit deck has is already kind of a functional package. It's all proactive cards, so it's hard to find something necessarily to cut that's worse than it.
Right.
We probably will still see the two apparitions come in. Maybe instead of something like I don't know if Catilda or Curious Obsession maybe is hard to pull off. Maybe easier on the play, and we might see uh, Mr. Smith try and just land a quick Curious Obsession and protect it.
And as for Rob Anderson, yeah, those mystical disputes definitely served him well in the semifinals. They're coming in again, we suppose. But does anything else catch your eye?
Yeah, I think just going to try and max out on removal. A Braid Brotherhood's End is a potential sweeper, can be really good. We might also see Blue Sun's Twilight. It's a little on the clunky side, but it is kind of a removal spell that also steals their creature. I'm not so sure about that one, but definitely Mystical Dispute, a Braid, Brotherhood's End. I'm sure we're going to see those.
Okay. All right. Well, let's join the action again. Game number 2 now between the two Roberts and Robert Smith on the play this time. It's going to be a tap land on 1. And back over to Anderson, who does not have the cantrip in the end step. Here's the land on turn 2. No Legistrator this time. So it looks like a little bit of a slower start here for Anderson, but finds a mystical dispute for the Rattle Chains.
It looks like he also has a Fiery Impulse in hand too. Oh, but looks like
What
Wedding
about wedding
Announcement.
announcement? Okay. All right. Makes a soldier. And now here's the Ledger Shredder with the second spell immediately conniving. Puts a land in the graveyard, so no counter. Now the Consider resolves, puts a land in the graveyard. And Anderson's spinning the wheels here. What can Robert Smith find? The shields are down to resolve something this turn.
The thing is, though, that the Spirits deck doesn't have any huge haymakers to resolve. I mean, something like Wedding Announcement is as good as it gets, and you see here that the tokens aren't really able to attack. This Ledger Shredder is going to outgrow them even when the announcement flips.
Good point. The Steamboat's coming down tapped for Rob Anderson. Oh, nothing in the end step. This is very interesting. Both players being pretty cagey about what they're doing, just holding up mana, not really wanting to commit resources before they're ready.
Ooh, another Wedding Announcement. That one seems like it could be really nice.
Mystical Dispute costing 3 for this wedding announcement. Is there a counter back here from Rob Smith? Even something like a Geist-like Snare?
Yeah, it would trigger the Ledger Shredder. So
Lofty Denial, okay.
But Robert Smith got a plan, and maybe this matchup is so bad that this plan is really the way to go. And Robert Smith has found a potential way to do things.
Well, I mean, if you're going to play Fiery Impulses, then the filling up the board with these tokens is certainly a plan against all that spot removal that served Rob Anderson so well last game. And 4 soldiers now, they are 2/2s thanks to the 1 flipped wedding announcement. Here's, oh my goodness. Ouch.
Ouch, indeed.
And yeah, gotta pitch a spell. So I think we did see a spell. I think we saw Otawara pitch to the first shredder, the one that was big enough.
Yeah, the second one, Mr. Anderson made sure to grow so that the the brothers and wouldn't kill it. It wouldn't just a pass
Wow.
back.
And what can Anderson? Oh my goodness. Treasure Cruise, the follow up. That is real bad news now for Rob Smith, who, you know, battled all the way through yesterday, made it to the top 8 here, single elimination portion, made it to the finals, and just watching these Legend Shredders go, it just feels like
Oof.
such a bad matchup. That's a second Phoenix
Second
in
Phoenix.
the graveyard.
Yeah, if Rob Anderson has another spell here, bringing back both those Phoenixes, really doesn't feel like there's anything Robert Smith can do, and he kept the card on top. So
there it is, the third spell, Fiery Impulse on that token. And here's the 2 Phoenixes, and that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coming across. Our Spell Queller just flashing in as a blocker to attempt to block, but Lightning Axe has something to say about that. And are we just fighting over a Lightning Axe to allow a trade here with a Phoenix? That's not gonna feel good.
and the Ledger Shredders are getting triggered again from.
Goodness. Oh my. And what a sweep this has been. Rob Smith down to 10 life, facing a massive board. What can you find? Not really that many single cards, as you say, that can be that impactful in this matchup.
Oh, destroy
Okay.
evil.
Okay.
Evil
Destroy
comes in
evil
for 3.
yeah, for the bigger shredder. Evil comes in for 3. There's still 5 power on board. Oh my goodness. And don't forget, there's that other Phoenix from last turn as well. And that's going to do it. That's
Wow.
going to do it. Robert Smith packs things up, and it is Robert Anderson with Is It Phoenix that is your regional championship for the west part of Canada and locking up the world championship invite. What an achievement for Rob Anderson, and what an impressive display in that final match. It was so one-sided.
The trophy.
A trophy!
Look what it means to him.
Fantastic stuff, lifting that Blue Madison Ball trophy. What a worthy champion. I'm sure everybody will agree. Congratulations to Robert Anderson. Congratulations to making it to the World Championships. And wow, Alex, what do you think it means to him? You know, to
it means a lot. I mean, I know Rob Anderson quite well. As I said, earlier on the broadcast, he was my next door neighbor for a number of years, and really kind of, coming up in the Magic scene, he was one of the players I tested with a lot. So really happy to see him, get this win, come back to the Pro Tour, get to play in the World Championships, which he's never played in before, even though he's played in a number of Pro Tours. And I could just see on his face the kind of the relief there at the end. And he's just a super nice guy who's kept his love of Magic for a while. So it's really nice to see him succeed. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that the deck choice as well is a Phoenix. I think we've got to talk about that a little bit, because if Phoenix really was not maybe on that many people's radars as a deck to beat, and as you said, all throughout the day, lots of people skimping on their graveyard hate, skimping out on the ways to counter this strategy, and it just came out of nowhere to really carry Rob Anderson through. Great stuff, and he played fantastically. Every match that we saw him play, just so on it. Every little point of damage, every little edge, just great stuff.
Oh yeah, we got to see a couple matches where he just, Crackling Drake just did one turn, boom, the whole damage, or that one turn against Kevin Anctil where we thought we almost counted Rob out, but then a copied Spikefield Hazard and a couple spells and a couple Phoenixes, and he's on to the finals. And really, really great stuff. and got to see a lot of players make some great plays uh, during the weekend. Edgar Magalhaes was did some really nice stuff with Fable and Mirror Breaker, and rewarded with the top eight. And we saw, Kevin Antil's Neoform deck getting to do its thing. A lot of sweet magic, and yeah, it'd be cool. I get to see some of these players at the Pro Tour coming up.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
Barcelona coming up. Well, I mean, Alexander, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the stream today. Thank you so much. Pioneer, it seems, is a great format. There was so much deck diversity. We saw it felt like new decks every round, really, all the way up until the top eight, and lots of different strategies, all viable, all able to be competitive. Do you have any thoughts on the format going forward?
I know it seems pretty nicely balanced. I mean, like you said, we got to see Phoenix come back after really being on the downswing for quite a long time, and to see it rise from the ashes, right, and claim the trophy. We just saw all kinds of decks, and it seems like, if you pick the right deck for the weekend, you play well, you'll get rewarded, and that's what I love to see in Magic.
Yeah, for sure. And if you would like to begin your magic journey, we do have to say, of course, thank you to our awesome sponsors, Wizards of the Coast. This broadcast would definitely not be possible without them. You can check out magic.gg, of course, attend a local game store, get started with some competitive magic, attend a regional championship qualifier, maybe make it to the regional championships and then beyond as well. And a massive thank you, of course, to Face to Face Tour, not only for putting on the event, but really committing to investing in coverage and in the health of broadcast magic, which is so meaningful to the players all around the world, and especially in Canada. We don't really get enough coverage, I think, of high-end Canadian magic,
No.
and I'd love to see Face to Face putting in the effort and just making sure that this has happened and bringing it to the players. All right. Well, I mean, there we have it. We want to say congratulations once again to your champion, Robert Anderson. He's going on to the World Championships. Congratulations to all of our top 8 players for locking up their Pro Tour slots. Thank you to all of our awesome viewers at home, to Anu, our producer, who's sitting at home just absolutely storming through the broadcast today. Thank you to the team Face to Face on the ground, to the judge staff, everybody involved. And Alex, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they find you?
Best way is on Twitter. You can see below here at Insane Hayne on Twitter. Yeah, I'd also thank you all for watching. It's been a really great time, and thanks for joining me in the booth, Haiyue.
Yeah, no worries. I hope we'll have the chance to do this again. Regardless, my friends, stay safe out there. Congratulations once again to Robert Anderson, and we will see you next time here at the Face to Face Tour.